For all the panelists, but starting with Stretch, when you discover a deceptive foreign government presentation on your platform, my presumption from what you've said today, you'll stop it and take it down. Do you feel an obligation in turn to notify those people who have accessed that? And can you do that, and shouldn't you do that?
Senator, we feel an obligation, as you say, first to stop the activity, second to investigate it further, to fan out essentially from the account to make sure we're taking an expansive view of the investigation to try to capture any related activity, third to share threat information with the industry and with the government so we can all do a better job, and then fourth to bring the issue to the attention of in this case, this committee. And the content itself, we've said we're supportive of this committee making it publicly available. The question of reaching out to individuals who may have seen it is a much more difficult and complex one, but we believe our commitment to transparency on this issue generally should address that.
Well, technically you could do that, I presume, or you could invest the resources to do it. And as a result, frankly, reporting to us about the nefarious activities of Russia is not going to immediately translate to the thousands or apparently 126 million people who saw the message and thought it was legit. You have the, I presume, the technical skill to do that, is that? And again, apropos Senator Cornyn, you know, you'll see in the newspaper, we correct the statement we made the other day. It was wrong, or it was deliberately wrong. And I think you, given the First Amendment, you can live with that, I hope.
I'm sorry, Senator, could you repeat the question? I didn't.
Well, the question goes back to having an obligation under the First Amendment to notify people who you know have been deliberately misled by a foreign government. Not just us, not just law enforcement.
The technical challenges associated with that undertaking are substantial, particularly because much of the data work underneath our estimate of the number of people who may have been exposed to this relies on data analysis and modeling. That said, we do believe transparency in this area is important, and we are supportive of making as much of this information available to the public as the committee deems warranted.
Mr. Edgett, I deem it warranted for where that's worth. Mr. Edgett?
It's an interesting proposition. We have a team dedicated to information quality and how we present information on the platform. We see as an open platform active dialogue around a lot of this false information, fake information right away. So when you're seeing the tweets, you're also seeing a number of replies to it, showing people where to go, where other information is that's accurate. But we will definitely take that idea back to explore how we could implement a process like that.
Mr. Walker, your platform?
We're somewhat differently positioned in that because we're not primarily a social network, many of our users are not logged in at the time they access content. So it's difficult for us to know exactly who has seen what, but we too will take it under consideration.
Thank you. With respect to the bots, what I've gleaned from the testimony, and please, I'll stop Mr. Walker, go back again, is that when you can technically identify a bot system operating on your platform, and then am I right to assume that you will shut them down if they were any bot system you will shut down, or particularly a government-related bot system?
When we refer to bots, it's primarily a Twitter issue. I'm not familiar with bots on Google per se.
Well, let's go to Twitter. Well, you know, I'm not the technical expert, but for, YouTube is your subsidiary, I presume.
That's correct, yes.
And a lot of the hits on YouTube, I presume, were generated by electronic devices, not people, so that the RT program that was attacking Secretary of State Clinton had a 2% over-the-air audience, but huge number of hits on YouTube. And as a result, you know, you are being unwittingly or wittingly used by bot systems all the time.
Yeah. So a bot, automation, an automated view of content really isn't sort of the core issue. What people tend to do on YouTube is try to drive up their perceived view counts to make themselves appear to be more popular than they are.
And
We
they
have-
do it by using electronic networks.
That's certainly right. And so yes, across, and this is a problem not limited to this context, many people would like to make themselves appear more popular than they are. So we have a lot of sophisticated tools that are precisely designed to combat that kind of phenomenon.
And you will, if you find it, reduce the number of hits so it's no longer trending?
Either that or remove people from our services for abuses of our terms of
So you
service. yes.
do have to deal with these bot networks, and you're dealing with...
In that sense, that's correct, yes.
Okay. Bots.
Similarly, we remove as many bad automated accounts as we can find. As I said earlier, some of these bad actors are trying to get more sophisticated, and so we're staying ahead of that by learning from the automated accounts that we're seeing. But we will remove them and have technology to make sure that automated accounts aren't gaming trends, so the trending hashtags that people are seeing on the platform. We will remove their content from search and from the timelines, and we will remove them permanently from the system, once we are able to investigate.
Mr. Stretch, please.
Senator, apologies. We prohibit automated account creation, and in doing so, we're always looking for evidence of accounts being created en masse and engaging in either of the behaviors that Mr. Walker and Mr. Edgett identified.
Thank you. Just a quick question, because my time is just about going. This is a daunting effort. We're being attacked, and you have to go on the offense, the counteroffense, because the way we've structured this system, we have a very limited government role in your regulation, your activities, et cetera. And it comes down ultimately resources. So I would like you to follow up officially, but what % of your revenue are you devoting to these activities? I mean, proactive activities, not, just, if someone complains enough, we'll take it down, but finding bots, thinking about notifying recipients of clearly bad information. So what % do you think, Mr. Stretch, right now?
Senator, I cannot give you a percentage. I can tell you that the company is committed to getting this right. Our most expensive resources are people. And as I stated earlier, we are doubling the amount of people who will be focused on these efforts in the coming year.
Can you get us a number, please, in writing?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Edgett, please.
We also dedicate a lot of resources to this, and I'll follow up with your staff.
Mr. Walker, similarly.
Similarly.
Thank you.